Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 8. My name is Mildred. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create views in MySQL. Now let's say that we want to select records from multiple tables like in a join, and we want to save this join query as a table so that we can always query that table rather than run these complex queries over and over again. We want to create a view so that we can query a view from a complex query rather than write that complex query over and over. And sometimes again, when you have sensitive record on a table and you want to grant access to different people, or maybe they are not authorized to look at these sensitive records, you now decide to create a view with the columns that are not sensitive for those admins to be able to look at the records in those views. So we are going to create the view by looking at the customers table, and we're going to create a view from this customers table. We want to run a join, and we want to select the payment that the customer has made, both from the customers table and then from the payments table. From the customers table, we want to get the customer's name and the amount of money that customer paid on the payments table. So we have the customer number, the customer name. On the customers table, the customer number is a common predicate with the payments table customer number. So we are going to be running this join on the customer number. So we'll run our join like this. Select, let's use a.customer number, a.customer name. Now we want to get, let's say we want to get the total amount that the customer has spent. So we'll say sum, so we'll run the sum aggregate, sum b dot amount, and let's alias this as total spent from customers. So the customer is A, and I want to actually use this also to illustrate the difference between left and right join. So we use left join. We've done this previously, but we'll see that if we use left join, it's going to get everything from the customers table and then the matching records from the payments table, right? And where it doesn't have a match, it puts null. But when we use right join, it's going to get everything from the payments table and the matching record from the customers, all right? And because what we are focusing on is the amount, it only makes sense to use right join, but I want to use left join first for you to see what I'm talking about. So left join payments b on a dot customer number is equal to b dot customer number, and we want to group this by the customer number. Now we'll see how complex this query is. When we run this, we will get the customer number, the customer name, and the total amount spent, and then we see null values here where that customer has not paid any money or has not made any payment for purchases here. So we want to focus more on the payment, and payment is the right table, so we use right join. And then when we run this, we don't have any nulls anymore. We just return only the rows of information where the customer actually made payments and gives us the total of the payments made by each of the customer. Now this query is something that you might run all the time. Maybe you want to rank customers according to who is a premium customer, a VIP customer, and things like that, depending on the app that is being created. Or you want something that the customer can see the total money they've spent, or just something like a metrics analysis there on the customer's portal. This is going to be a frequently run query, and you don't want to keep running this query over and over again in your app. So you want to create a view so that what you do is just to select all from that. Or you want to search for a particular customer and the amount the customer has paid. You want to use this in we create a view in MySQL using create view and then the name of the view. The name of the view is, let's call it customer spending. Now, when the definition of your view changes, you will have an issue with this create view. So let's say if the view already exists, we'll use create or replace view so that you can always run this and then it updates the view when you change the definition. So we'll say create or replace view, customer spending, then has, in a pair of parentheses, your query comes. So this query will now be in parentheses like this, all right? So create or replace view, the name of the view has, then your query in a pair of parentheses like that. Now this is going to create a view called customer spending, and when we refresh the schemas here and we come back to the views here, we'll see the customer spending view that we have here. Now we can query the view directly to say select all from. Now a table and a view have like the same namespace. MySQL will run the same query for a table for a view like this, and so we still get that. So this will be the only query you have to run going forward after you create this query as a view, so it makes it easier. If we have a view with an aggregate function like this, you cannot update the view. Whenever the primary tables for this view is updated, the view is automatically updated. Anything that is updated on the payments and the customers table will be updated on the view. But let's say you just have a simple view, like you just select the customer number and customer name from the table and store it in the view to just have the number and name alone in a view. You can update the view and to update the primary tables. You can run the query on the view and to update the corresponding tables. So we have this view that is not updatable, and if you want an updatable view, then it should not be a complex query with aggregate functions like this. Alright, so this is where we end this lesson. Thank you and see you next week.